this series of yoga exercises for meditation, the series is designed to help people who meditate to develop a better respiration and circulation, so that it will help aid the practice of meditation, especially mindfulness and body-based mindfulness and vipassana meditation, to help get more easily in touch with the body sensations. So the first aspect of yoga I want to go over is called three-part breathing, or developing deep, slow breathing. This means breathing into the three parts of the lungs: the lower part of the lungs, the middle part, and even the upper part of the lungs. The lung has these three different sections in it that you can breathe into separately. But most people only breathe a little bit into the lower part, or maybe a little bit in the upper part, and usually never in the upper part of their lungs. So complete yogic breathing is learning how to breathe in all three sections of the lungs to have a more complete and harmonious blood circulation, as well as the stronger circulation of the life force, called the prana life force, which is also brought into the body through deep breathing. So we want to go over each of those three sections of the lungs, just to give you the experience that these three areas are there, and that you can breathe into them separately. And then we'll put them together into what is called the complete three-part breathing. So just standing straight, we'll focus on the lower part of the lungs first. So place the hands on the lower part of the rib cage. And we want to focus on just breathing in the abdominal area. What we want to do is to get control of the diaphragmic movement. The diaphragm is a thick muscle that stretches across the bottom of the rib cage. When you breathe in, the diaphragm moves downwards. And on the out breath, the diaphragm moves upwards, expelling the air. So we want to get that controlled movement of the diaphragm, which is the main organ used in breathing. So placing the hands across the lower abdomen, just focus behind the hands. Breathe in slowly. In the beginning, exaggerate the movement by gently pushing the stomach out and downwards as you breathe in. And hold the air in for 1 second if you can. And on the out breath, gently pull or suck the stomach in and up to form the hollow cavity under your rib cage. And just repeat that a couple of times until you get that movement. In breath, gently pushing the stomach out and downwards. Out breath, gently pulling, sucking the stomach in and upwards. Now, if you think you have that control, place the hands down at the sides and continue to do the lower low breathing just with your mind control. Stay focused in the abdomen area. Breathe in, gently push the stomach up, out and downwards. Hold it a little bit longer if you can. And the out breath, pulling the stomach in and out. And now just relax. It shouldn't have been too difficult, because most people do breathe in their lower lobes. But now we want to forget about the lower lobes temporarily and focus on the middle lobes. So for the middle lobe breathing, raise the hands up so it's just on top of the the breast area. Not down here, it's on top of the breast area. And here you want to feel the outward and upward expansion of the lungs as you breathe in and out, like an accordion. Pulling an accordion open, breath is coming in, on the out breath, and pushing an accordion together to get all the air out. So keeping the hands there, just you can close the eyes, focus there, and try to take at least 2 or 3 seconds just to breathe in fully. Try to expand your lungs to the max. Hold the air in for 1 or 2 seconds. And the out breath, let out the breath. Out breath. In breath. Now on the out breath, lower the hands back to the sides and do it again just using your mind control. Just focus in the middle part of the lungs. Breathe in, feel that middle chest expanding. Try to hold the breath in a little bit longer each time before letting it out. Now relax. Anytime while doing these standing exercises you feel a little faint or giddy or dizzy, then squat down to the ground until that passes off. If you have poor circulation in your legs and standing a long time, doing deep breathing could cause that. So breathing in the middle lobes also is not that difficult, because we do that. But now we want to focus on the upper lobe breathing, sometimes called clavicular breathing. And for this you have to move the hands all the way up to the collarbone. And try to place the flat part of the fingers along the collarbone so that the long fingers sort of touch. The rest of the hand is out, stretched across the collarbone area. Keep the elbows lifted up. It's just a short distance from the nose to the upper lobes. So you can gently close the eyes, concentrate behind the hands, and take a deep, slow breath. See if you can't feel a movement up in that high lobe area. Some air may still go in the middle part, that's okay, but at least try to notice a distinctly different lifting in the higher part. Try to hold the air in for 1 or 2 seconds. And the out breath. When you let out the breath, try to give a little extra contraction or squeeze to get all the air out of the lungs also. Especially with upper lobe breathing, you might feel some strange sensations up in the brain or head, because upper lobe breathing sends the blood up into the brain and the head. If you think you have control over that upper lobe breathing, and lower the hands down to the sides, and continue it a couple more times. Just focus at the top of your lungs. Just imagine that you are breathing straight through your throat. You are breathing the air straight in through your throat, going into the upper lobes. Keep the chin lifted up so that the windpipe remains open. Let the chin go downwards and impedes the full flow of air. At the end of the out breath, just relax. Just feel the whole body and mind. Just keep the eyes closed. Just feel the effects of that breathing. The body and mind might feel some increased warmth, or tingling sensations in the body, other vibrations. Hopefully your mind will calm down a little bit. Keep standing straight, the chin up level with the ground. Keep the shoulders back and relax. So if you weren't able to feel the breathing very easily in the upper lobes, don't worry about it right now. It takes a while to learn to exercise the muscles that govern the expansion of the upper lungs. Because we don't use them, they remain inactive and atrophy. They get weak just like any other muscles. If you don't use them, they get weak. So by consciously exercising them, you're able to strengthen. Okay, now we want to put that all together. Normally you don't breathe in the lung areas separately like that. But I just went over it to give you that experience of that it's possible to actually breathe in those different areas separately. Now we want to put that together in what is called the complete yogic breath, or the complete pranayama, the three-part breath. So in one breath, we want to get air into all three of those areas, starting with the lower lobes. So the in-breath starts in the lower lobes and is gradually pulled up through the middle to the top. And the out-breath also starts from the lower lobes. The air is let out first from the lower lobes, then the middle lobes, and then the upper lobes. Now I know there's some other yoga systems that teach the opposite. They teach you to let the air out of the upper lung first, but my yoga taught also let the air out from the lower lobes first, and there's a reason for that. If you breathe in the lower lobes first, and then you breathe out from the upper lobes, you're only holding the air in the upper lobes 1/3 of the time that you're holding it into the bottom, and half the time you're holding it into the middle. So it's not balanced. So we're trying to develop what is called an even and harmonious breath, where you get equal and even distribution of oxygenated blood in the prana life force throughout the whole body. So breathing in the lower lobes affects the circulation to the hips and the legs. Breathing in the middle lobes affects the circulation to all the major organs in the trunk of the body, including the heart muscle, lungs, stomach, kidneys, intestines, liver, and so on. Breathing in the upper lobes affects the circulation to all the organs in the head and the brain, and also to the arms. So if you fail to breathe in those corresponding lung areas, then those body areas can be affected by, not optimal blood and life force distribution. That's the theory behind it. So to breathe into all three areas, you need to divide the breath into three parts, especially by the time duration. So the best way to learn this is to count to 3 slowly, or if you have a longer breath, you can count to 6. So you'd be counting like 1 into the lower lobes, 2 into the middle lobes, and 3 into the upper lobes. After breathing in, make a little swallowing action where you swallow and it closes off the top of the glottis at the top of the throat to prevent the air from escaping. That's how you're able to hold the air in longer when you're holding the breath in. And then you take your concentration down to the lower lobes, and then the out breath is also 1, 2, 3, as you're contracting the lung. And to learn this, you can use the hands also. So placing the hands here, go ahead and try this. After counting 1, raise the hands up to the middle for the count of 2, then raising the hands up to the upper lobes for the count of 3. You make the little swallowing action or hold the breath in for 1 or 2 seconds. Move the hand while you're holding the breath in, move the hands to the bottom lobes for the start of the out breath. And the out breath, 1, 2, 3. And the hands to the lower lobes again for the next in breath. 1, 2, 3. With the swallowing action, holding the breath. Lower the hands to the lower lobes for the out breath. The out breath, 1, 2, 3. Just continue that a couple more times, using your hands until you get the rhythm of it. Once you get the rhythm of it, you think you have control over that 3-part breathing, then place the hands at the sides and try doing it just with your mind control. At the end of the next out breath, relax. Just feel your feet pressing the floor. Just feel the body. Just be aware of standing. Just notice if your mind is relaxed somewhat. Being in the present moment.